Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something different and we're going to be looking at AE86 on Facebook Marketplace and seeing if they are a cop or drop. A lot of the people that watch my channel want an 86 but don't actually own one, and that could be partly because they don't have money or they don't have money after the price hike. Well, the great news is that prices are going down now and people are having a hard time selling cars. So this time, or even a little later down the road, will be a great time to buy a car. So let's go look at some 86s and see if you should buy one or not. So this is the first one we got on the list. Let's see the description. Selling my beloved 86, time to get out of the house. Surround 4G freshly rebuilt, runs good, needs ignition timing done again. Will come with stock GTS wheels and a bunch of extra parts. Price is slightly negotiable. So right off the bat, it needs new ignition timing done again. That raises a question for me, why? If it was already done, why does it need to be done again? Did you not do a good job, or is it losing timing? But from the 4 pictures I've seen, it looks all right. Not too many descriptive pictures. You can't even see the interior. Kind of just looks like an old 86. Since the price is slightly negotiable, he's asking 10K. I'd offer 6.5 and make a deal at like 8. The reason why I think you could get this for 8 or even 7.5 is because this guy is trying to buy a house. Of course, the first thing that needs to go are project cars, and this is exactly that. He's gonna need to sell this sometime soon because I bet you $100 his wife is on his ass. So I'm gonna say this one is a cop if you get it for under 8K. Alrighty, for this next car, I know all you fanboys gonna be out here. Oh my gosh, this one's a hatch. This one's a hatch. $8,000. I don't know if he's actually wanting 8686. That would be a pretty cool price, but let's check the description because these usually sell for a little bit more than 8686 if it's a full GTS conversion. So we got testing waters, AE86, Koki slick top, hatchback, GTS conversion. Looking for a trade. Wonder why you're looking for a trade. You already got a nice car here. 287 miles on the chassis, around 2K on the engine swap, done April 2022. This is one thing that I always don't understand. So you finally get your car done, 2K miles on the engine swap, and then okay, well now it's time to sell it. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You put all this work into the car and then you finally get done with whatever you're trying to do, and then now you want to sell it. That kind of seems like he's trying to push a problem on somebody else. It is a 7 rib, so that's pretty good. OBX headers, those are pretty cheap headers, but they're still good. I got them on my car. Okay, this is a good part right here. Rebuilt Koki GTS rear axles. And a lot of these SR5 to GTS conversions, they don't swap out the rear end, so you'll have the drum brakes and the open diff. This one looks like it has a rebuilt Koki GTS rear axle, so that means he has a GTS rear end, which is good. NX suspension, that's really good. I have that on my car. Full interior, always good, because interior nowadays is a pain in the ass to find. I've been looking for one red seat for like 2 years now, and I haven't found one. But after seeing the interior he has, it does not have a nice steering wheel. The bridge seats are pretty nice, but they're not as valuable as I say OEM seats. And then the door panels over here, those are just some solid black piece of plastic door panels. Those aren't worth anything. So I guess it's full interior, but it's full aftermarket interior, which kind of throws off the value a little bit of the car. Now to go on to the cons. Check engine light, O2 sensor, dings and dents, some rust, needs paint, no AC. This is very common. Don't really worry about this unless AC is like a need for you. Open diff. Okay, so he doesn't have the LSD GTS rear end. He has the open diff and a salvage title. This kind of scares me in a way. A lot of old cars have salvage titles because they get fender bender, and for some reason these people go with the insurance company and they don't fix it themselves, and they get a salvage title on their nice car. But it says it needs some rust, so let's go find this rust. And I am not seeing it. This is one thing that I don't like about some sellers, is that they say dings, dents, some rust, needs paint. Okay, well, if there's some rust, please show it to me. I see a little bit on the A pillar, but that just looks like surface rust to me. I want to see the actual rust. A lot of the times it's in the trunk where the spare tire is. But yeah, he doesn't show that, and he has one picture of the interior. Who knows if this car has back seats? These sellers really need to up their game with the picture taking. I mean, I'm not even a professional photographer, but I know every angle of the car should have at least one picture. The back seats, I mean, the under of the car, you're looking at the hatch. This car is actually going for 8686. I feel like this car would have sold instantly. So there's definitely something he's been keeping. Because it's been listed for over a week. If it looks exactly like the pictures and it runs and there's no severe rust, this is definitely a car I'd buy at full price. So this one right here is the definition of overpriced crap. It is a 4AC 1.6 liter single cam motor, open diff, zero rust in the chassis. I mean, it kind of looks just like a regular 86, but it's not even a GTS, and he wants $9,000 for it. This might slide if it was a hatch at the top of the market for a 4AC motor car, but because it's a coupe, I mean, this car I would say is like a $4,000 to $6,000 car in the market right now, because you could get that other GTS for like $8,000. I love how the engine picture is taken so far away, and the corner light's missing, the trim is missing, which they don't make anymore, so that's pretty hard to find. Corner light on this side is also missing. Looks like there was a side skirt on here and he forgot to paint this part. He also painted the car, which means that there might be rust hidden. That's a common thing when there's, I mean, it's not nice paint, so it's not like he really tried that hard. It looks like flat black paint, and he didn't even decide to paint this section, so I think he's definitely trying to cover something up. Again, it's missing these two. I mean, it's just missing a ton of stuff. Rear bumper also missing for $9,000, and it's in Ohio, so it might have some rust. The seats aren't OEM. I don't even know what these come out. It looks like an MR2 seat. Yeah, this is a solid $5,000 car right here. So with half the car missing, I'll have to give this one a drop. So the next car we have for sale is this bad boy right here. 3 weeks ago, has not sold yet. He wants $10,800 for it. But the funny part is that I actually found who he bought it from only 8 weeks ago. So he's had this car a total of 5 weeks. It did run sluggish when this guy had it. I'm not sure if this guy fixed it. I haven't read the full description yet. But obviously there's something wrong in the 5-week span that he bought it from, to where this guy already wants to sell the car, and he wants $12,000. So $4,000 increase for maybe getting the car tuned and possibly some new wheels. Sounds like a ripoff to me, especially since the market has actually been going down. But let's give it the benefit of doubt. Let's read the descriptions. Let's see if he fixed more than that, and see what's going on here. He says it's got full interior, but when we scroll through the pics, we end up seeing that it has this big harness bar for a car that doesn't even have racing seats. Pretty much useless. And on top of that, it's missing the center console, and it has some aftermarket shifter, and it looks like to have no boot. I classify this as mostly their interior. So it looks like he did get it tuned because it drives perfectly, unless he's lying. Miles will go up, drive it as much as I can, but he wants $12,000 for this. And it was just sold for $8,000 a couple weeks before. That is insane. If I buy this one, it'd definitely be around the $8,000 to $9,000 price point. But this car just looks like a solid pass to me because he's only had it for 5 weeks. There's either something wrong with it or he's trying to flip it, and both of those don't really sit well with me, because even if he is trying to flip it, he's looking to make the biggest profit margin, which means that he probably didn't fix a lot of things right, if he did fix anything at all. So on to our next car here. We have more overpriced junk. This guy wants $16,500 for a Coupe GTS. Okay, that's not too bad, but it's already missing 2 parts for the headlights. The bottom of the bumper doesn't look to be aligned. The interior does not look that good. He has some really cheap floor mats. The dash is cracking pretty bad. And then you have this thing over here, which I'm not sure what that is. On top of that, the whole car just looks kind of, I don't know, it doesn't look good. I mean, there's holes in the fenders, which means that it did have the plastic little trim over here, which creates rust. Good thing you took them off. I'm not sure if the rust already started those, but I guess one good thing going for this car is it does have a engine rebuild 400 miles ago. Again, just like the other one I was talking about earlier, why would this guy want to sell his car after he just spent all this time rebuilding the engine, replacing the clutch and flywheel, painting the engine bay, and like doing all the suspension work? It just doesn't make any sense to me why you would do all that work and then be like, oh, okay, well, forget it. I've loved the car enough to put this amount of money into the car, but then once you finally finish it, which I get if you finally finish a car and then you get bored of it because there's nothing to work on, but with this car there's so much stuff to work on still. I mean, there's so many pieces missing, there's so many different things you could do to this car. An engine rebuild and replacing the knuckles and control arms aren't everything on a car. So it just doesn't really make sense to me why this guy would want to sell a car after only driving it 400 miles after rebuilding the engine. Following car has $6,000 worth of new parts. That is all good and dandy, but one thing that I guess a lot of people don't understand is what you put into a car, you do not get out. Unless you keep it for like 30 years and those parts go discontinued and the car is like extremely rare. $16,500 or best offer. And the crazy thing is, like I was showing you guys, I mean, the engine's rebuilt, but the overall condition of the car is not the best. Now we're going to go to the most overpriced site on planet Earth, Bring a Trailer, and here we've got a beautiful red GTS for $16,900, a little bit more than he's asking, but again, this is on the most overpriced site in the world. It has nice bumper, you know, everything's matching down here. There's no pieces missing here. The paint is overall in better condition. There's no holes in the fenders. It has nice Celica Super wheels, and the back just looks beautiful. I love a red coupe. The interior looks a lot better. There's no rips in the seats. Everything looks to be there. There's no weird circle thing over here. And this guy and this thing sold for $16,900. Plus, it had a supercharged 4AG in it, which is really, really cool. And it has the original papers from the car. I mean, this car has way better documentation, looks a lot better, and he wants $16,900. This guy right here is smoking crack if he wants $16,500 for this hunk of junk. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like if you like this type of video, and leave a comment telling me if I should do more videos like this. I do have a little expertise in buying and selling cars. I've done it like 5 times now, and I've gotten some deals and I've made some money. So if you guys want more videos like this, make sure to leave a comment down below, join the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.